Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. I hope you're having a good weekend. I am. Um, there was a very good all Mexican dust up between Christian Olivo and Kevin Crespo. And when you put two young Mexicans together, you're going to get a bit of a row, 21 years old, Kevin Crespo from I think he's based in California, but he's originally from Taiwan. That's what I read, but don't quote me on that. El Gallo Negro, he calls himself. So, yeah, that. And he was in against Christian Olivo, 24 years old, a little bit older. Um, and there really wasn't much to choose between them. I mean, this was a very competitive fight. Really, really good. Christian Olivo came in with 20 wins, one defeat, and the defeat was in his last fight to Luis Reynaldo Nunes. He lost a unanimous 10-round decision, and I think the cards were quite wide, if memory serves. I can't remember exactly what, probably like an 8-2, 7-3 sort of fight. But there was some controversy because some people thought that Olivo beat Nunes and that the cards weren't very fair. So he had something to prove. 24 years of age, still a young man. But Kevin Crespo came in undefeated. He was 12 wins, no defeats, no draws, and 9 KOs. And in fact, his last two fights, have been victories over undefeated fighters. All in Mexico. All his fights were in Mexico. And has Olivo fought out of Mexico? I think the Nunes fight might have been in America, but apart from that, both these guys on the Mexican circuit, we all know when it comes to the smaller weights, and these guys are featherweights, I think. They've got lots of terrific fighters, the Mexicans at these weights. It's very, very competitive domestic scene in Mexico. Well, these two came out, Olivo and Crespo came out, and they, the first round, very, very close. I shaded it to Olivo, not much in it. And again, it was back and forth. You hit me, I'll hit you. I'll slip this jab, you slip that jab, and it was all really even. Both guys really looking to win. I mean, there was no coasting at all, and some very, very good skills on display between two young fighters. And then in the third round, Crespo caught Olivo right at the end of the round, maybe 10 seconds to go, maybe even less, and he shook him badly. And Olivo did a sort of bit of a Mexican wave, shall we say? He sort of did a little funny dance. But fortunately, the bell saved him. And in the fourth round, he came back. He seemed okay. He seemed to take the punch well. It was a very good punch. Again, we've got some back and forth going on. Both guys sort of vying for the sort of the ring generalship, the ring territory. Neither guy really imposed himself on the other one for more than brief periods. Good footwork from both guys holding the shape well, both guys looking to be aggressive. Both defensively pretty good actually. For two come forward fighters, they were pretty good. And then, was it the seventh round? Suddenly it's revenge time for Olivo because he hurts Crespo and he puts it on him and kind of beats him up really for most of that seventh round. But Crespo, to his credit, survives the storm. Again, this kid's only 21 years old, really good. Comes back and the eighth round, he had a pretty decent eighth round, Crespo, and then I think it was in the ninth there was a bit of give and take. It really was very competitive. If I remember rightly, both guys in the ninth round were not badly hurt, but kind of stung a little bit, which brought us down to the 10th round. This was a 10-round fight, and again, not a great deal in it. I mean, there were a couple of 2 or 3 swing rounds in this fight, I would say, but the unanimous decision, slightly surprisingly, went to Christian Olivo. 2 lots of 97-93 and one 96-94, which I think 96-94 sounds about right to me. I sort of didn't really score it religiously while I was watching it, but I think it could have gone either way. I don't know. I thought maybe Olivo, if like I say, there were a few swing rounds. But anyway, regardless of who you think won, the point is that Crespo, at 21 years old, all right, he's lost his unbeaten record, but this is exactly the sort of fight he needs to improve. And he will be a better fighter for doing those 10 rounds with Christian Olivo, just as Christian Olivo was a better fighter when he went those 10 rounds with Luis Ronaldo Nunes in his last fight, which was a defeat. So if you've watched this channel before, you'll know I don't actually care about undefeated records. It's absolutely meaningless to me. I don't care about, whether someone's got a glossy record. It's who have they fought. And both these guys have got a future, clearly got a future. A lot of respect for both of them. Crespo can now go back, look at this fight, see what he did wrong, see what he can improve on. Olivo, now he's got an undefeated scalp on his record. He can move on. By the way, he's beaten undefeated fighters before, Olivo. He beat Carlos Vargas. I think the guy's name was Carlos Vargas. That was a couple of fights ago. And that was only an 8-rounder. So these guys, they're always fighting each other, putting their undefeated records on the line. It's really good to see. And both these guys, look out for them. Christian Olivo and Kevin Crespo. Both can come back. Both would be welcomed back, I think, on any DAZN card. And this was, on DAZN. Go and have a look at it if you're a subscriber. If not, you might be able to find another way to watch it. But it was a good, skillful, aggressive, entertaining 10-rounder and a very good undercard fight. So if you saw it, leave your comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Let me know what you think of the fight. Hit the like button and spread the word about Joe Stunner Boxing. And yeah, brilliant stuff. I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.